Hello, I'm Judith Richards. I'm the creator of TRTP, the Richards Trauma Process. Let's talk about people pleasing, being the nice person. I was a people pleaser, but only for several decades. There's a downside to being a people pleaser, to being that nice person who's always there to help everybody, who puts other people's needs first, who's always there, always available, never says no. Never says no, I'm sorry, I'm not terribly well. I can't do that. No, no, no. I used to just about kill myself. Didn't matter how sick I was, what was going on. I would be there. I would help. Do you relate to that at all? There's a downside to it. And unpleasant as that downside is, let's first of all speak about where does it come from? This compulsion to please, this compulsion to be nice, to be liked. Well, it starts in childhood. Yes, I'm talking about childhood again, where everything starts and where the roots of most of our problems come from. Attachment is the most important thing in life. It begins with attachment to our primary caregivers, generally our parents, our mum and dad. We attach so that we can stay safe. We build communities so that we can survive. If we had all been just rugged individuals right from the beginning, we wouldn't have got far on the evolutionary ladder. Attachment is a basic human need. Lots of people have wonderful positive attachment experiences, and some don't. If our experience has been that for whatever reason we were not able to express our authentic self, we weren't able to express our needs, we weren't able to express our emotions. Healthy anger is a good thing. It creates a boundary, as do some of the other emotions that are so healthy. If we were not able to safely express who we were, who we are, if our attachment would be injured by us expressing those things, well, of course, we as a little person, to stay safely attached, to be loved, to be accepted, we suppress our authentic self. We suppress our gut feeling. We suppress our feelings until we lose touch with them. And the only feelings that we can really feel are care for others, concern for others, emotion for others, responsibility for others and how they feel, and what's going on for them. And it's great to be a nice person and to be helpful. That's wonderful. Should be more of that. However, when it's at the expense of ourself, our authentic self, when there are no boundaries on that, where our needs are not met, not thought of, there's a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Yes, we do. we lose touch with who we really are. This type of behavior, this type of personality, if you will, actually has a name. Yeah, it has a name. Type C personality. And it's a problem. Do you know why? Because it can make us sick. There's a book by Lydia Temeshok about this. It was published in the late 90s. I'll put it in the notes of this podcast, where she studied women with cancer, with melanoma, and studied what was going on for them. She interviewed each of them. There were nearly 200 of them. She interviewed each of them. And there was a pattern that became very, very obvious as she interviewed these women, that they were more concerned about how their husband was coping, he's not taking it well, or how their kids were coping. There was no concern for themselves. And it was a really obvious pattern. The obituaries for a lot of these women were the obituaries of saints. You know, she was there for everyone. She never put herself first. She never said a bad word about anyone. She never got into an argument. She never argued. She never got angry. She'd be first to be there if anyone needed help. She was a saint. And it has been found that those of us who stay with those behaviors are more likely to suffer from disease or depression or anxiety. Because it's an interesting phenomenon with us humans that if we don't say no, our body will say it for us in some way, shape, or form. If we recognize that, oh, this is me, I just thought I was really, really helpful. Well, yes, you are. It's not good for your own health. We need to reconnect with our authentic self. Learn to express anger. Anger protects our boundaries. It's really interesting that, you know, what does our immune system do? It protects our boundaries. It says no to toxins. You can't come in, pathogens. No, it keeps them out. No. And yes to those things that will nurture us, give us nutrition. In the same way, those emotions like healthy anger protect our emotional boundaries, our psychological boundaries. No. And if we don't learn to say no, to put our needs first, I'm not saying become a selfish, dreadful person, but there are times when we need to say no. And if we continue to not recognize it, to not say it, our body will whisper to us. We'll bring it to our attention. And then if we take no notice, it will yell at us. And then if we still take no notice, it will scream and throw a tantrum at us to make us stop, to make us say no. It will say no for us. So let's just look at ourselves and go, ask ourselves, is it true? Is it true that I'm a people pleaser? Is it true that I'm a rescuer, that I'm compelled to help people? Is it true that I'm not even aware of my own needs, let alone putting them first sometimes when I need to? Is that me? Is there something that I need to start saying no to? No. Saying no can literally save our lives. Not saying no can be fatal. So being really, really nice, not expressing healthy anger, jumping in to help everybody, no matter what, no matter how tired or ill we are ourselves, it's not healthy. So let's look at ourselves. Where would it be a really good idea to say no? And what do I really need at this point? It's a good question. So good luck with that. Go well. Something to think about, isn't it? Thanks. Bye.